Let's talk about the bond between Niki Lauda and Lewis Hamilton. For some of the newer fans, Niki Lauda was a three-time world champion, famous for calling Ferrari a shitbox before helping the team win their first championship in 11 years. He also crashed horribly, getting set on fire at the German Grand Prix, and still showed up 6 weeks later to keep battling for the world championship. If you haven't watched Rush, I don't have time to go into how many mistakes you're clearly making in your life. Just go watch it. Anyway, back to Lewis and Lauda. Lauda was a big part of convincing Lewis Hamilton to move to Mercedes in 2013. Lauda was an executive chairman at Mercedes at the time and had some not great opinions about Lewis before they met in 2012. Lewis went into their first meeting in Singapore believing Lauda didn't like him. The two began to build a great relationship from that first meeting, finding that they both shared a similar work ethic and competitive spirit. Lauda saw a lot of himself in Hamilton. Lauda would call Hamilton after races and ask, "What do you need to be better?" Lauda was known for his brutal honesty. After listening to Hamilton's reasoning for the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix crash, Lauda made it clear to Lewis he was the one at fault. Hamilton was always inspired by Lauda's dedication. There was always better, faster, stronger. Before his passing, Lewis visited Lauda, and he was still talking about racing, trying to get back to the track. Lewis Hamilton said, "Without his support, I probably wouldn't have made the switch to come to this team, and I don't think this team would have been as successful without his support. That's why he was the best at support and being real. He'd be the one who would go to the board, push them, break their balls, because he was the bridge. To have someone talking to the board who understands and empathizes how difficult it is to deliver weekend after weekend when you make a mistake. That is where he was a great pillar for me." Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari are honoring Niki Lauda this weekend. Maybe Lewis needs to bring some Lauda energy to Ferrari and call that car a shitbox and make aggressive, fearless changes.